With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
Boom! To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Oh! Goes the win! Francis is gunner!
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow. It looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
It's very rare.
What a finish! Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get control. Oh! It's a knockout! Oh my It's a God. Knockout!
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Brock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Pearson. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the canvas.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough. Noah? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow. How good is this?
Finish him! Get him a body bag! Yeah!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy or not. That's in the Book of Earl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your hosts, Trigger Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
All right, and again, I wish I could be super happy to be on here saying that we won a shit ton of money last week, but I was one fight away on 4 different parlays, you sons of bitches. All right, but anyways, the experts that are supposed to make me money are here with us tonight. We got the champ, Bill Send It 7 Pearson, and Trigger Joe Britson. Now, this is what we do here. All right, we pick these fights, and if you bet the locks, like I did, I still came away with some scratch, which was good. But because I had such a good Super Bowl with guessing that Rihanna wouldn't show cleavage, and that paid me out $25.
Nice call.
So that was a big bet, but I went a little bit bigger than I usually do on UFC, so it stung a little bit last week. But we're gonna get back at it. Hopefully, what is it, Manhattan? Did they come back?
I'm on a different scorecard right now. But
Okay, hopefully, hopefully Manhattan helps us up tonight. But
yeah, with as much as I watch Manhattan basketball, I feel pretty good.
Nice. So Joe's doing one of his bets where we're just going to I don't know, bet on something stupid. So that's what we're doing tonight. Okay.
Couple legs on the parlay. You say I didn't know that school existed type thing, but hey, don't judge me.
Right. But anyways, well, what's going on in UFC, guys? Because we don't have much to prep with this, and seeing as our producer, aka Muffin Fingers, he used to be a cooler name, but Muffin Fingers is what he is tonight. Like what's going on?
Hey, this card's actually got a lot more talent on it than last week's. Last week's card was brutal. I think the biggest takeaway from last week is no one will bet against Erin Blanchfield for a while, and Bilk hit the nail on the head with she's going to fight for the title one day. She looked incredible and went through Andrade like a buzzsaw. And this card is, man, I'm stoked for the main event. It's 2 light heavyweights that are on a tear, and then next week we've got the return of Johnny Bones Jones. So that's definitely all the talk. Oh, and Bill's girl's fighting. Another girl that's going to get knocked out.
Bill's hall pass.
I don't want to know her name.
Yeah, my hall pass, Valentina,
the bullet.
But yeah, the thing, like you've heard me say it a couple times, I knew Blanchfield is an up and comer and was going to eventually hold the belt. I just didn't think she was going to piece up Andrade like she did on the feet. That threw me off. Hell, like you said, like no one's going to bet on Blanchfield again. Unless she fights Valentina, which it's coming soon at this point.
Cold-blooded is a good nickname.
Yeah, I mean, because Valentina's already taken out that entire weight class, so she's just running out of people. So they're gonna have to feed Blanchfield to her eventually. And what the problem is, with this sport, GSP is really the last of the, or really Khabib was the last one to retire on top. Usually you just got to be dethroned, and eventually that's gonna happen to Valentina. I'll go in the morning for a little bit, but if anyone's gonna do it, it's this Blanchfield girl.
Nice. At least she's like 21, 22? Or is she
23?
Super young.
Yeah, super young.
But the nickname for her is cold-blooded, and you saw after she whooped Jessica Andrade, nothing. No, just get up business-like, and she did the same thing with Molly McCann.
She was a little excited. That was a big win for her.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
You know what? I was mixing up with Molly
She was
McCann.
somebody. Yeah, but she was somebody.
When she went out there and trashed Molly McCann, it was like she just walked away like, yeah, that's what I was supposed to do. But yeah, I mixed up those fight reactions. But that girl is, man, she's all business. Like a very technical fighter for 23. Doesn't make any mistakes and it's just a supreme grappler. So
yeah. My wife was watching with me and she's like, I kind of want this Blanchfield to win. And I was like, no, you don't.
That's what Maya said.
Yeah,
Maya goes, I want her to win, but I think that one's going to win.
Yeah, that was my text. Is my wallet wants Andrade to win, but my heart wants Blanchfield to win.
Yeah, and then, but no, I hedged. I put like 200 on Blanchfield money line, so that made it a little bit more even. So that worked out. But all right, those of you watching for the first time, welcome. All right, Veteran Trash Talk. We do a fight pick'em show every Friday night live. Usually we start at 7, but like again, the Marine that we brought on our team. He sucked. Okay. And we're going to keep talking about it till I have nothing else to talk about. So yeah, Marines. Yeah. We have crayon shirts for you. So maybe he was too busy eating crayons than pressing live. All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Well, we are live. We're having a good time. And these guys right here are really good. They are really good at picking fights. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the Big Earl. All right. At all. Period. Right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Although last week I was picking all the same fights, they were just by coincidence. Now these guys are going to give you their locks and their DraftKings sleepers at the end. So and the biggest money you can make is the parlays. And then the disclaimer: if you don't have money, don't gamble. don't do it. All right. If you have a little bit of scratch, listen to what these guys say. And the Big Earl, the way I bet is when these guys say locks, I usually put about $15 to $25 on each of those locks. Sometimes it only pays like $7, but like at least that money's coming back into your account, and then you throw it on the parlay and just try to hope that sucker hits. But all right, let's get started. Welterweight, we got this Malat at 8-1-1 versus laying these nuts on your chin at 9-1. But wait, yeah, something like that. But I'm gonna go with a lot of punches to the face. See what I did there?
See what I did there?
Oh,
man.
Now remember, everybody watching for the first time, I don't know who these fighters are. So I pick by their name and their jawline, and a lot of punches is gonna win. All right, first round with a lot of punches. All right, Bill, the champ. What say you? Yeah.
No, I think Malo is the favorite. I'm assuming
Oh, he's
Malo
definitely
is
the
the
favorite.
Malo, what is he? A
Just-
fucking wine?
just because he's a French Canadian.
I am France Canadian.
But you know, but
This
with
dude is
Nick on
definitely
this one,
gift of French fry into mayonnaise.
yeah, Malat, he's a minus 215 the last time I checked. I think that's probably about right for the odds for this fight. They're both newcomers, really coming out of the Contender Series. But I do think Malat, Merlot, whatever you want to call him, has probably already fought the better fighters. And Laney's, he's already been slept by a trash can.
Nuts.
So I'm actually with Nick on this one. I don't see this going the distance, and I see Malat winning this one by a lot of punches to the face, to be quite honest with you. So I got Malat by TKO, and I'd like it to end in the first, to be honest with you.
See, I'm getting good at this, guys. I'm getting really good.
You
All
are.
right.
You're getting better.
Sharp.
Trigger Joe, what say you?
Well, after that provocative analysis, I don't think there's much more I can add. But no, I got Malat. He's training with Team Alpha Male also, which, you know, I'm not really a fan of those guys, but TJ Dillashaw is an animal. You know, Uriah Faber's an animal. You know, all those guys, they train super hard, and you know, some people make better coaches, some camps produce better
Faber's
fighters.
been a good coach.
Right. Some fighters are better trainers when it's all said and done. And Alpha Male seems to be producing some really good fighters. And this Johan Lainez, I saw him get slept by much lesser of competition in Darian Weeks, and he got slept bad. So Lainez likes to stand up. Malat's 8-1, and he's got 4 finishes by knockout, 4 finishes by sub, and he's been finished once. So every one of his fights has gone inside the distance, other than a draw I see he's got here. So excuse me, 8 of his 9. And Lainez, I saw what his chin's made out of, which is more like wet fettuccine noodles.
Balls.
So I got Malat. Yeah, and it's a T, and this is America, so I'm saying it like that. I got Malat winning by first round knockout also. So you might want to start the sirens, and that's definitely going in my parlay.
It's happening. Yeah, so there was a wise poet back in the 90s that said, do I have some nuts on the wall? What do we call those, walnuts? And I said, yes. And I had some nuts on my chest. Would they be chestnuts? I said, yes. And I said, if I had nuts on my chin, would they be chin nuts? And I said, nope. But I'm not going to finish the rest of that. But it was a wise poet from the 90s named Dr. Dre. All right. Going to the next one.
Thought it could have been Socrates.
Okay. No, it was Dr. Dre. It's the doctor. All right. All right. Well, we got a women's fight, and it's a flyweight fight. And you got Suarez at 9-0 versus De La Rosa at 12-7-1. Now, I didn't know how to pick this one. I usually leave it to, Bill. And
super easy.
And his expertise. But, I noticed one of the names was Tatiana. All right. And so it reminded me of, there's like that Marvel movie. I don't know what her name is, but the Russian superhero, right? I think it's Scarlett Johansson, but in 40 different, scenes in that movie, she hits somebody and then stares at the camera like this. Right. So I'm going to go with a superhero punch. Stare
Captivating.
To the camera by Tatiana. Joe, what say you?
Yeah, it's a lock of the night here. Tatiana Suarez, there is a lot of people looking forward to her getting back in the octagon. Unless you're a 13-year-old boy who follows her on Instagram, then you don't really care if she ever fights again. Look that up. She's famous on Insta. But yeah, I feel like Montana De La Rosa is meat for this one. They're giving Suarez some good competition, but this is a tune-up fight. And I got Tatiana Suarez winning this one inside the distance. I say first round sub.
Ooh, it's got a woman's fight not going very long.
She's 9-0. She's got 2 knockouts and 4 subs, and she's tore through everybody in the UFC that she's fought. So,
all right, very nice. Bill, what say you?
I mostly agree with Joe on this one. For sure, Tatiana Suarez. This is a tune-up fight for her. She, Ultimate Fighter winner. She's been tearing through people. I mean, she beat Alexa Grasso. She beat Colors Esparza. She beat Brundage. But a lot of those wins were in the third round. -2 of the subs were early in the first. And while De La Rosa is not great, she can last. She's shown she can make it deep rounds. So I actually got the over on this one. I would take the better odds for sure. Tatiana's winning this fight. I think what's the last time it was, Joe? Like a -700 or something crazy.
-650.
Yeah, no, now it's jumped up to 750 and 800, depending on what you're looking at. So
FanDuel's never as nice as ESPN. Nope, it's 850 there. Yep, yeah. You're right.
She's a super heavy favorite. Suarez money line is obviously the lock. If you want to throw a bunch of money out, she's going to win. Ultimate Fighter winner? She hurt her knee, which took her out for about 2 years. So they're just throwing her a piece of beef jerky to run through quick, so she can start going after the top 10 folks again. So Tatiana Suarez for sure. She's a lock of the night. We'll talk. I'm pretty sure Joe and I have the same lock for another guy off the prelims. But take Suarez. I don't like the under on it because I think she's fighting a girl tough enough to make it past the round and a half. But Joe's also right. Suarez could also Bravo choke her ass in the first round too. So Suarez for sure, lock of the night.
The beautiful play is, if you got FanDuel, the beautiful play is Tatiana Suarez by submission or by points. It's called Double Chance. That's the play to make. It'll probably still be about -300, but you'll get better odds.
Right. There you go. Yeah, so those of you watching for the first time or those of you watching for the 50th time and haven't supported the show, go to the store, shop.veterantrashtalk.com or gruntworksclothing.com and put in the code VTTGW. Quit being a triggered pansy. Now, disclaimer, if I pass out during the show.
Or you can grab the original.
If I pass out during the show, it's because Bill's got original too. It's because I'm drinking 10th Mountain bourbon. All right. You can go 10th Mountain whiskey and put in the code VTT and you get a discount there as well. They're a great partner of ours. But the other disclaimer, if I could pass out, is because I was a little sick in the airport yesterday and I was delayed for about 14 hours in Charleston. Right. And I was wearing this shirt. And this shirt saved the airline. Because anybody that wanted to bitch just looked at me and I looked at them like
this. Right? Just give them the eyes like, look down.
Like,
you want to read it.
Look down. You're about to be that person. You're about to be that person right now. It's like, because you know what? The plane's broke. What do you want the pilot to take off? Is that what you want? Would that make you happier? It's like, no. All right. But anyways, all right. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, only fill one tank. Karen's in a hurry.
Yeah. She's been drinking Chardonnays at the mini bar. All right. Yeah. Heavyweight. Sakai. I like this guy. I think I bet on this guy before. 15-5-1. And then you got Mays. Did I? Don't.
Yeah. Always bet against him.
And then you got Mays at 9-4. But, like I said, I do all my research. And Sakai, all right, at his weight, he's been practicing the 1-inch punch. All right, so I'm gonna go Sakai with a 1-inch punch knockout in the first round. All right, Bill, what say you?
He's mastered it in reverse. I know that.
I actually hate this fight because one, Mays comes out of Jackson Wink, so fuck those guys. But two, Sky just sucks. He had a big hype around him for a while, but he's coming off of 4 straight losses, and all of them are knockouts. And if you watch fighting long enough, once that chin starts to go, it's done. And if it starts to go into division where everyone's 270 pounds and throws haymakers, it's over for you. And Dante Mays has 4 losses, but if you look at him, he's only lost by a TKO once, real early in his career. The other loss was a illegal elbow, which is the same one John Jones had, but he's been submitted twice. And Augusto Sakai has not one submission his entire career. So, which is why I went to Mays. I think Sakai's got no submissions his entire career, and he's coming off of 4 straight knockouts. And I think if he gets knocked out this fight, it's time for him to stop. Because 5 in a row like that, and they're all relatively recent of each other as well. So he needs to just stop it. Yeah, he was knocked out in 2022, knocked out in 21, knocked out again in 21, and knocked out in 20. The chin's gone. The chin is gone. And I think Mays is going to hit him probably first round, maybe early second round TKO. I don't like this to go to the finish. I think the under's a safe bet on this one, and it's going to be Dante Mays.
Nice. All right, Trigger Joe, what say you?
Yeah, Bill pretty much covered 80% of what I was going to say. And, Dante Mays, his knockout record is 5-1. All right. He has the hands to knock someone out. He closed that eye of Abdul Del Hawabi. I probably said that wrong, but that was actually a better fight than people gave it credit for. And he actually stuffed a lot of his takedowns, and that guy's a world-class wrestler. Knocked out Josh Parisian, and Sakai, the last knockout he had, it looked like he wanted out of there. It looks like, dude, I've got a 5-fight contract. I just want to get these fights over with and get paid, because he was 15. He was 14-0. He was 14-0, and now he's 15-5. It's incredible.
So he pulled a Zeke Elliott.
Yeah. Has he lost to good competition? Yeah. Overeem, Rosenstruck, Spivak. He has lost to good competition. Tuivasa, but Dante Mays has knockout power. And I was watching on ESPN. Brad Okamoto said that Dante Mays walked by him at the press conference and said, "I owe you one for my last performance." And he's taking it very seriously. And I think that Mays, this is a huge opportunity to TKO somebody the fight before the co-main and get a little bit of hype on his name, and maybe not be fighting tomato cans like Augusto Sakai. So I'm going to take Mays in this one. He actually did switch gyms to Bronx Hill MMA. So he must have found out what kind of losers Jackson Wink produced and hightailed it out of there. Because it seems like every single time we call a Jackson Wink fighter, the next week, Jordan Wright, we talk about how they choked. So maybe switching camps will be good for him. I'm taking Dante Mays, and he is my DraftKings sleeper. I'm sure he's Bill's also.
Very nice. Very nice. And seeing as we're saying DraftKings, and I tweeted DraftKings, and they didn't get back to me because, who doesn't get back to the Big Earl? But I
guess DraftKings.
Did you see that racist ass shit that happened on their podcast?
No.
You guys didn't? Oh, look that up. All right. So I tweeted them. I go, hey, instead of having some racist motherfuckers do your show, we got a great show that if
like
DraftKings.
Like names dropped?
No, like there was this guy.
Well,
no, it wasn't even a hot mic. It was so they had a 3-screen like we do, but one of the persons was not in his normal place where he was doing it. He was like in a normal computer lab, and there was 2 people behind him who happened to be people that happen to be black. Okay. And the guy says live on DraftKings says, last time you had people like that behind you, they stole your car.
Oof.
Oh. Oof.
Yeah, like, oh, what? So DraftKings, if you're
It's hard to
looking
come back
for
from that one.
if you're looking for people who won't say that, and I promise not to do any gay porn jokes, like we're your guys. Like we're your guys.
He's proud of his career. He won't make jokes about it.
Yeah, exactly.
All
We'll
right,
do it.
last time I
So
swear.
yeah, like unbelievable. Almost what did let's stay on this train for a second. What did Don Lemon say that women after 40 are past their prime?
Yeah.
Like, yep. There you go, Don. Good thing you're a Democrat because you won't get canceled. But
It's just like when Biden says you can't go into a 7-Eleven without an Indian accent. And everybody just brushed it off like, oh, silly Biden.
Latinx.
He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, Latinx and their good tacos. So
he's that cute old grandpa in the nursing home that can say anything, and they're just like, that's grandpa again.
All right, let's go to the co-main. Now that we got our politics out of the way. But anyways, yeah, DraftKings, seriously, if you want like non-racist people to do your show, we're your guys. All right. We got a middleweight fight. Shit, I said non-racist, and I'm gonna do this fight, damn it. We got Munoz at 23-4. This is more stereotypical than racist. Versus Allen 20-5. All right. I'm going Munoz by Chihuahua Death Grip. All right. So it's an old Toltec move. All right, look it up. Trust me, it happens. So I'm going Munoz by Chihuahua Death Grip in the first round. What is it? Bill's turn? Bill. Joe.
It's me.
Joe.
Fight of the night.
I definitely was I wasn't sure looking at this fight, just looking at the stats from last week, but going through everything I went through this week as far as the records and where everybody's at, this is a great fight. Competition wise, it's great. Munoz is 23-4. He's got a great record. So does Brendan Allen. He's 20-5. So rarely do you see guys that are on the similar streak, similar records and similar points in their career. But I do think that Munoz is got the potential to fight for the belt one day. I really do, and I can't say that about Brendan Allen. And for that reason alone, I have Munoz, but I would not be surprised to see Brendan Allen have a spectacular performance. And if this thing goes to the cards, it might be a split decision. But I'm going to go ahead and say that just because I've seen Allen be so comfortable going on the ground, he doesn't defend against it as well and maybe welcomes the grappling match. And that's where I feel like he's outgunned. So I'm going to say Munoz pulls off the submission in a phenomenal battle. And we'll go ahead and say he pulls it off third round. And maybe it's 1-1 at that point. But I'm going to go Munoz by submission.
All right, Face Man's on the thread, and he must have got off of his self-righteous kick because he's starting to kick. He's starting to see some things in the greater light. He goes, Alan looks like that guy who grew up in the country club life. He's not about this kind of life. So that's exactly how the Big Earl picks. So I would 100% on board with you, Face Man. Bill, what say you?
Yes, I mean Joe hit the nail on the head. I think this is going to be probably one of the best fights on this card. Like Joe said, very similar records, just a one fight different, and they're almost the same exact fighting style. All of their 90% of their wins are by submissions, and the other 10% is decisions. And it's usually submission in the first round or decision, and that's for both of them.
Yep, 15 subs for Munoz, 11 subs for Allen, 5 knockouts for Allen, 4 knockouts for Munoz. So these guys are grapplers, man.
I mean, they're the exact same fighter. I just think Munoz is just a little bit better on the ground. So I like this one to go to a decision. Like Joe said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a split decision. I just think Munoz is just a little bit better on the ground. I want to say submission, but I couldn't possibly give you a round on this. So I'm gonna go the safe route. Take Munoz money line. If you're gonna bet, I didn't throw this one in my parlay. I actually stayed away from it because I mean it's the same fighter fighting each other. So I'm leaving this one out of my parlays. It's gonna be a great fight to watch. But if you're gonna bet it, take Munoz money line. If you want to double chance it, go with the submission.
Nice. There you go. All right, let's go to the main event. And you got a light heavyweight fight with Krylov at 29-9. versus Span at 21-7. Now, we were talking about this pre-show, and so I had to change my fight pick based off of what I had learned. All right, but some intel on the fight. Bill wasn't there because he was late, and that's why we were late. But
it was
we
not
won't talk
late
about that. But anyways,
I definitely wasn't late after Muffin Fingers.
Yeah, but so Krylov, if you look at ESPN, doesn't have a nationality of origin, right? And
Ukrainian,
right. So, but I think he's.
I told them, Bill, they didn't listen.
Right, but no, I was going to go with Krylov to start because, Ukraine, right? Everybody wants to support Ukraine. I mean, we give more money to Ukraine than we do to Detroit. So it's like we might as well.
True.
It's true, right? But I mean, how's Flint's water? Who gives a shit? We're sending fucking $12 billion to Ukraine. So this is why I'm going to go with Span. All right, Span's going to win by ear tug. All right, anybody know this move? You pull him by the ear, and you get him over here, and you say, "Listen up, Ukraine, we own you." And then you go, "USA," and he taps. All right, so he's gonna ear tug, whisper USA, tap. All right, $6 billion more to Ukraine. All right, that's how that goes. All right, Bill, what say you?
I hate betting this fight. Man, both these guys are on fire. However, man, I like Krylov on this one. Is Span a bad bet if you want to pick the underdog? Absolutely not. Both these guys have not bad losses. I think Krylov has fought the better roster with good outcomes, really. I mean, his losses are to Paul Craig's submission, which Craig submitted a lot of guys. He took Ankalaev to the decision. He took Glover Teixeira to a split decision. He beat Johnny Walker in a decision, and he lost to Jan Blachowicz. Not bad losses. Whereas, Ryan Spann, he beat Reyes and Kudalaba, but lost to Anthony Smith and Rick Nikic. And he lost to Johnny Walker by getting slept in the first round.
Yep.
I think Krylov has the better chin, and if you watch Krylov's fights, he's better at going deep in that tank and lasting. He's almost like a bigger version of Chris Lieben. He can take those big hits, but he just turns into robot mode and will just somehow just keep coming forward and throwing punches at you. I think that's going to wear Ryan Spann down. Man, I like this to be a decision. I don't think either one of these guys are going to pull off a submission on each other. Both of them don't like the ground. But I like Krylov to pull off a decision on this one, just wearing Spann down.
One more time, Joe. One more time, Joe.
Oh
my God!
What happened there?
Hang on. Hey, at least it wasn't what you were watching last night. Yeah.
It's ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
So anyway,
was that the
Manhattan side video? Sorry about that.
Was that the
no, it was on the tablet, man. And they started playing it.
So anyway, take Krylov decision.
Spaceman's like, Jesus, Joe, get it together.
So Krylov decision. If you're on FanDuel, double chance it with the TKO. I think Krylov's just going to wear Spann down. If he's going to catch him, it's going to be in the third round. Joe,
I'm distracted because Joe, what were we doing?
I don't know. I'm back.
Okay, you're back.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Hey, but before you go, actually no, we'll cover it afterwards. Go.
All right. So look, last 5 out for both these guys are 3-2. Both of their last 2 fights, they look great. You really got to get down to splitting hairs when the competition is this tight. I think both these guys are top 10, number 8 and number 6, if I remember correctly. So I went to what does Spann do that gives Krylov an edge? And the thing is when Spann hasn't looked superhuman like he did against Dominic Reyes, he's looked bad. And Krylov is a very methodical fighter. He doesn't make mistakes. He's patient. I kind of lean a little bit more towards the KO because 34 of 38 of Krylov's fights have gone inside the distance. That's a lot. There's 34 finishes out of his 38 fights. Now, some of those was him getting finished, but he's 12-1 standing up. He's got 12 knockouts. He's only been chinned once. That's where I think he's got the edge because he is so technical and cerebral. I think he pulls Spann into about the third round, and I think he can really start teeing off on him. Actually, Spann's got 12 subs, and he's only been subbed twice. So I think Krylov might stay off the ground with him because Krylov's been subbed 6 times. I think he stays on the feet, and about the third round, he catches Spann and puts him away. But you want to see if you can get this fight at 2.5 over under or 3.5 even. And if you can get it at 3.5, take the under. Sometimes they don't do that on main events that aren't for the belt, but I still like it at under 2.5. I think somewhere early in the third round, this fight gets stopped by TKO, and Krylov just is a little bit better and just much more of a veteran resume than Spann. And like Spann said in his last 2 fights ago, he said, I just started training. And whether that's true or not, you know, Krylov, the dude's been training his whole life. Go ahead, Bill.
And the thing with those subs, though, is you got to remember 9 of those were pre-UFC subs.
Sure. Yep.
So it was guillotines on some fucking fat dude in the LFA league. You know what I mean?
Right. But the fact of the matter is, I think Krylov, the only advantage he really has right now is the fact that he's got 12 knockouts to 1, and Spann's been chinned 3 times. Mm-hmm. So I think he keeps it on the feet, and that's where he finds all of his success. And I think he actually finishes it with an early third round TKO. But I like him money line otherwise because it's a pretty close fight as the odd. What is he? He was like a minus 180.
Yeah, minus 170, 170. FanDuel's a minus 176 right now.
Okay. So yeah, I like him at those odds too. Money line. That's actually a pretty good price for the main event.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Hey, but Kerber got on the chat, which we haven't seen him in a while. But he was saying, who's going to win on Sunday? And
does he have his tinfoil hat on?
I was like, what's Sunday? But I think he's talking about that boxing match with that YouTuber versus an actual pro boxer.
Was it Jake Paul fight Tommy Fury?
Yeah. When's that fight?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday. So who's going to win? Who's going to win that one? And then Faceman says that Krylov has killed people outside of the ring. No, Dave, you watch too much news. Nobody in Ukraine's killing anybody. It's all Ryan Henriksen. So, like,
Dave just got done watching another video about Operation High Jump. You can tell.
Yeah.
But
Sergeant Major Box on there. He's saying Tommy Fury. So I mean, pro boxer.
Probably Jake Paul because Tommy Fury's probably already been bought.
That's
like when he gave the presidential Rolex to Tyron Woodley and said it's time for me to put you asleep, and then wiggled his right hand right before he knocked him out. You know, stuff like that. A little bit of stuff like that.
Well, you're calling a fix.
Yeah.
I got a word for what they'd call Tommy Fury if his last name wasn't Fury. They both end in Y. I don't see it. He's not a fighter. Here's something that people are gonna have to wrap their heads around.
Jake Paul is an
actual, but here's something people are gonna have to wrap their heads around. Jake Paul can actually strike. He's got all the money in the world to train with the best, and that's what he's doing. That's why all this trash talk has kind of died down about him, because dudes in the industry see that he's actually putting the time in. And I mean, we'll see what happens when he gets against a boxer, but I think Tommy Fury's probably already been bought.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier too. I was like, yeah, the guy makes like what, 50, 60 million a fight, you know, and he already had a bunch of money before that. And it's not
what's my next paycheck if I knock out Jake Paul?
Right. And he's
not going to be as good as the one I get when I lose to him.
Right. And he's not getting fat, right? He's not taking that money and getting, you know, spoiled with it. He's taking that money and training his fucking ass off with it. Yep. So I don't know, Bach. I don't know.
The Paul brothers have kind of put themselves on Front Street to be ripped apart. And as you've noticed, like the ones that respected WWE wrestlers, the others starting to get a little respect in the boxing game. So they might just not be all hype. I don't know.
So Box saying Fury second round, and then we got Faceman on here. Like, is there ever any boxers come out of Germany before, like after they let black people box? Like, so
what is he trying to say?
He's trying to say, he's saying that he's actually not that bad, but he hasn't fought any real competitors. All right. Faceman.
No, the German
Fury
boxing
not,
comment. I didn't catch that.
And Tommy Fury is not his half brother, Tyson Fury. So
no,
very different people.
He's his gypsy brother.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Just know that's what they call it.
Yeah. Hey. So Kerber kind of crossed waves here with UFC and boxing, so we're getting into it. But yeah, Faceman, don't get triggered. I'm saying, like, what is your boxing knowledge? Like, if you're gonna say that Paul's hasn't fought any competitors, did he fight Silva?
He did fight Anderson Silva.
But so, like, if you weren't a trained boxer, that Silva should win that, right?
I would assume Anderson Silva wins that fight,
right?
But he didn't.
Yeah. So was that
Silva was also like 47.
Yeah.
But I like the old man strength. So, but, interesting. All right, well, let's get back to UFC and let's get back to where we could maybe make some money if you two don't screw me on the last fight of the night. All right, so let's get out tonight. Listen to the Big Earl.
I'm sorry, but what Kerber just did with Bill and I would be tantamount to if he asked you about the XFL. So kind of got confused for a second. Tantamount. Yeah.
That's equal good. Good word.
Equal to.
Can you spell tantamount?
Not at the moment. What of it?
We're not allowed to use words we can't spell. All right. Here we go. All right, let's get it. Let's stay with Joe. Because
rock on.
I think he did better than Bill last week by a fight. We didn't do any points on it. Yeah, by one. But that was in the prelims. The prelims, you guys, you didn't argue, but he gave me one that won me another. Should have won me another parlay with the last fight. But all right, I'm gonna stop being triggered. Okay, Joe, let's get your locks, your parlays, your DraftKings sleeper.
So Joe Selecki over Deaton in the prelims is my first lock. Definitely take him. You want to get Froggy, take him by sub. He's a huge favorite. He's a sub guy. And then Tatiana Suarez is another lock. Other than that, close to a lock, but I'm not going to call it yet because he's only got 7 fights. But I really like Trevor Peek in the prelims over Gonzalez, and I like him by KO, 7-0, 7 knockouts. My DraftKings sleeper is Dontel Mays over Augusto Sakai. Sakai's hasn't shown any kind of heart in 4 fights, and I don't think he finds it this time. So the prelims will be where I start my parlay. Joe Selecki getting things kicked off. And then I like Charles Johnson over Ode Osborne. Then I like Trevor Peek over Gonzalez. I like him by KO. Mallet and Lionese, I like them to go inside the distance under 2.5. Tatiana Suarez money line, if you can get her on FanDuel, go by sub or points. And then I'm actually really pretty confident that this guy has a good performance and stays sharp like he has been. And I like Andre Muniz to win over Brendan Allen, taking money line. And then if you can get the main event under 2.5 or under 3.5, that's going in my parlay. So it varies on the main event because some websites are only doing 2.5, but if you can get it under 3.5, I really like it. So that is a 7-fighter, 7-leg. That's honestly the other competition on this card. It just didn't provide any good betting picks, and that heavyweight fight is too iffy to call. So there it is. It's Johnson, Selecki, Trevor Peek, Mallet, and Lionese to go under 2.5, Tatiana Suarez, Andre Muniz, and the main event to go under 3.5 if you can find it, or under 2.5.
All right, to the champ. Give us your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper.
We almost have an exact parlay.
Ding ding.
I added one that Joe and I disagree on, and there's another one I added in there that's a little bit different to one of his. But locks are the same. Selecki, Suarez, for sure. But the problem is Selecki's like a -5 something. Suarez like a -750. So they're heavy favorites. So you're gonna have to throw a bunch of money on them to earn anything. So throw them in your parlay. DraftKings sleeper, same as Joe Mays. I think Sakai is just trying to fight out his contract so he can go home and drink beer and eat French fries. On to the parlay. There's one fighter Joe and I disagree on, but I think he's going to win. His name Nurullo Aliyev. I watched him on the Dana White Contender Series. I watched him in a couple of these Russian leagues. They're calling him the Eagle 2. They say he's the next Khabib. He's fighting a great guy, but I think this guy's going to put him on his back and keep him there and just Khabib him. Just get him on his back against the cage and just smash him. So pick him. There's another female fight at prelims. Jasubidis, or so however you want to say her name, and Fernandez. That's a go make a burger and a beer run fight, but pick the over on that one. It is for sure going the distance. They both suck. It's going to be boring as hell. None of them are going to do anything to each other, but try to point out a decision on it. Then again, with Joe, I like Peak. Peak's an animal. I almost made him a lock. Selecki again. I like Malott. Suarez, and again with Joe rounding off with Muniz.
Very nice, very nice. There you have it, fight fans. There's your locks and your parlays. Remember, again, like Bill said, and when I say how I bet, I put money on the locks. Now the locks are big locks this time, like they're -700, -500. So, like I said, sometimes that $25 only pays you $5, right? And then when those fight cards act like that, then your parlay should be a $10 to $20 parlay, right? And that way, your money kind of still stays in your pocket. And then if you hit that parlay, it's a big one, and then you go nuts. But it's been 2 weeks since we hit a parlay, so I think we're due. I think,
or break it up. If I give you 3 fights on the prelims,
I do that too. I break
do
up.
Do a 3-fighter on the prelims and assess things when the main card break hits.
That's another great advice. I do that all the time. I'll do a prelim parlay just to reload if one of those loses, and then I do my major part. This is how the Big Earl bets. I take both your parlays, and then I pretty much just put it all together, right? And so I'll have like a $10 parlay paying out $800, right? And then I'll do a prelim for 50. And then if that loses, I'll do a main card for 50, right? And then those usually pay a little bit more. Last week I was doing like 300 and 400 because I was getting a little cocky. All right, so that one hurt a little bit. Hey, how's Manhattan doing?
I got to look on this thing, and they just played a video for me ESPN Plus in the top right corner, so I don't even want to turn it on.
God damn it. All right, so I bet one of Joe's
they were losing,
parlays.
but there was 9 minutes to go, but everybody else was winning. I was like, that would be.
If Manhattan loses, it's going to be Manhattan Joe.
Yeah, Radford cost me a plus 5,500 parlay the other night. And if you know Radford basketball like the rest of the country does, well, then I don't need to say anything. Oh, they choked.
Stop. 81 to 58
at home.
You had me betting on Manhattan, and they lost by 30.
They already beat that team too.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was Marist. Everybody beats Marist. If you watch sports in your life, you know that. It's the Dallas Cowboys, Marist.
So we bet on 2 losers. That's great. All right. Anyways, hey, let's get back to a little bit of reality. Hey, tomorrow we got a great show. We got Jimmy coming on. He's a 2-time guest. All right, we love when the 2-time guest coming on. He's the founder of Warriors for the Outdoors, and they got a really good thing that we want to promote for them, a fundraiser going on, and bringing a bunch of warriors out there hunting and stuff like that. So let's make sure you tune in at 1700 Eastern time to the Trash Talk Hour, and we'll get all that squared away. And then again, we never really, well, we do, like the veteran Trash Talk community does, but those of you watching for the first time, our main mission is to put a dent into veteran suicide. We don't believe we can end it. We think that's a bad goal, but we can definitely get ahead of it and help some. All right. Also, when you think about all these stories and all the things happening and what's going on, the VA sucks, this sucks. Well, guess what? Veteran, you're still alive. Okay, so we need you here, all right? Because there's guys, brothers and sisters that didn't come home. All right, they didn't. So yes, we at Veteran Trash Talk understand that suicide is an option. We understand that. Don't, because there's kids whose mom and dad didn't come home from war. All right, at all. Period. And then we call those Gold Star families. And so that's all the jokes inside turned it pretty serious, but we love an organization that Bill is affiliated with. And so Bill, give us that plug.
Again, until about June, I'll be plugging 2 organizations. First one, you guys, if for the fans of the show, been a while. If you're new, I've been plugging these guys forever. goldstarteenadventures.org. Please go to their site. They got shirts, water bottles, or just give your money. Joe and I and Nick will always do a Facebook birthday fundraiser for them. Give them a couple $1,000s every time. Phenomenal organization. They take all our Gold Star kids and they've opened it up to Gold Star kids from first responders, and they take them on scuba trips, hunting trips, deep sea diving trips. They teach them how to rock climb. They give them skydiving licenses. They help them earn accreditation all over the place. And really, it's just to bring all these kids together and remind them they're not alone. There's other kids like them, and the people like us have not forgot about them. And again, recently I just teamed up with Wear Blue to Remember.org. Where right now they're only at a few spots. It's right outside Fort Campbell, Kentucky, here at JBLM, Fort Bragg. And what they do is they bring all these kids together, Gold Star kids again, and volunteers like myself and a few others, and we get signed up and we train with them every weekend on a Saturday. Get them ready to run a 5 and 10K in remembrance of their fallen parents. So please go to goldstarteenadventures.org and wearbluetoremember.org. Donate some money. If you want to donate your time and you're in any of those areas, let me know. Get out there and spend time with these Gold Star kids.
Awesome. Thanks, Bill. And again, so if you want, those of you watching that want to give money to something, that's one that won't lose. All right. There's lots of them that won't lose, and there's lots of ones where you're not quite sure where it's going, but those ones don't lose. All right. So give them a big look. But all right, back to the fights. Let's win some money, guys. All right. Let's make sure these picks are right. Let's do it. We're gonna get it in there.
I feel good about this card.
All right.
Yeah, let's cash some winners, as they say.
Yeah. You just look like a man who's beaten by jacks. All right. So, anyways,
take it down.
We will see you guys at 1700 Eastern time tomorrow for the Veteran Trash Talk Hour. But other than that, remember, this is where my picks come from. Okay, 10th Mountain Bourbon. All right, get in there. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.